Okay, everybody, we had some technical difficulties here. For some reason, the main camera on the main computer was not working, so I had to reset everything up on the laptop. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I know I don't have the same mic and I also don't have the same camera. So basically, less quality version of what we normally have. All right. Now, this is going to be fun here. What a day, what a day. Okay, so I don't have access to everything like our heat maps, but we do have a red market. We have a red market today. It's nice and red. Although technically the US is not so red in the US. The US is slightly to the green. Most things are down. Everything from oil, gold, Bitcoin. So we got a little bit of everything down. Now, holy banana bread. You guys have really been active in this stream already. So I'm just gonna let's just get caught up. Skiz, I think, was the first one in here today. So who's the one person waiting here 6 hours before the live? And apparently it was Vic. Vic says, "Yeah, I'm here at 9:50 Eastern, and you beat me. You deserve a membership. Fingers crossed. Absolutely. Could today be the day that Skiz finally wins? I sure hope so." And yeah, and let's see here. And I replied as well. 6 hours, holy banana bread. Absolutely. I'm just gonna scroll to the end of the comments to make sure you guys can hear me. Because if you can't, then there'd be a whole bunch of we can't hear anything. All right. I think everybody's okay. Sophie is rooting for Skiz. I did as well drop a membership before the show started because once again, if you look at that membership and underneath it, if there's a box underneath with a little link that says allow gifts, you gotta click on it. You gotta turn the gifts on if you want to win. Otherwise, you're not gonna win. And we've got Vancouver Isle Guy finally made it to a live stream. And here we go. Holy banana bread is right. Good to see you, Vancouver. And whoops, this doesn't move as well as everything else does. Spare to Change is in here. This is a big day. The day Skiz makes it to the big show. I sure hope so. We got Maggie in the house. Hi, Maggie. Good to see you. Prairie's in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. Let's see. Skiz, good luck today. Rooting for you. I'm rooting for you too, Skiz. I really, really, really hope that you're going to win. Jonathan says, go Skiz. And there's me telling us about the technical difficulty. Holy banana bread. Ian says, last day of work for me, quit my job, going to South America for 3 months. Holy cow. That's quite a change. I hope this wasn't like a very unplanned, but I remember you mentioning something, Ian, about you going to quit your job. Okay. We got a new channel member, Carol Laporte. She signed up, became a channel member. She's like, I'm not playing the Skiz game. I'm just gonna become a member. Awesome. Welcome aboard, Carol. It's so great to have you. Sophie says, that sounds awesome, Ian. You get to miss the worst part of winter. Yeah, absolutely. January, February. Those are the months to watch out for. And sounds adventurous, according to Prairie. And Skiz says, that's amazing news. Absolutely. Have fun. Enjoy. Sammer's in the house with a hello all. And we've got Ian here saying thanks to everybody. Tim Smith is apparently 3 sheets to the wind, a reference that one of you guys let me know has to do with a boat and the 3 different sails. So your main sail, your jib, and there's another sail I can't remember. I should know this stuff because I used to be in Sea Cadets when I was in my teens. So Sophie says, Tim, early start to 2024. And Carol's, hi you all. Is it started? I think, well, it has started now, but I think perhaps when you first got in, we were having that little bit of technical difficulty. I'm paying attention. I'm still going to ring the bell. So we're going to do that. It's all good. Well, let's see here. Vancouver Isle guy says, congratulations, Ian. And Tim says, I'm dragging 2023 out as long as possible. It's over when I say it's over. Holy banana bread. That should be fun. Let's see. Where are you from? I'm from Port Alberni, says. Uh-oh. And now I got to move this one here. Technical difficulties all around. I'm not used to using the laptop. Vancouver Isle guy says, "Hello, buddy. I'm on Nootka Island." Hopefully, I said that right. Because anytime I get a pronunciation of a place I've never heard of, I'm in trouble. I'm totally in trouble. 30 boat ride south of Tassus. We're gonna go with. Carol, not yet. Technical difficulties. Yeah, I know. Darn technical difficulties. They shouldn't be allowed. All right. Oh, here we go. Come on, get me to the next one here. Here we go. Holy banana bread. Do they have money out there? I thought people just traded sand dollars and shells and stuff. Wow, must be a pretty remote island. All right. Change to Spare says Nootka. That's on Taboo. Okay. For some reason, I almost said Tatooine, but I don't know why. Jordan says, "Good afternoon, Candace. Hope you're well today." Yeah, absolutely. Having a good day. Technical difficulties, but it happens. It happens. Enid says, "Hello, everyone." Vancouver guy says, "I'm retired and heavy invested in the market." Absolutely. Retired at 49, so definitely doing good with the market, right? Lisa's in the house with a quick little hello, and we're almost at the market time. Tim Smith says, "Nice. I'm 42 and only started investing 3 years ago, so pretty new." Well, there's a lot of people who began in the pandemic, Tim. So you're not by yourself. Jonathan says, "Don't miss the bell." I will not. I'm not going to miss the bell. I have 1 minute and 20 seconds until the bell. Bonnie's in the house as well, saying hiya. And here we go. We got Trevor in the house. I got you. Awesome, awesome. Yes, Nootka is that's on Taboo. Okay, very cool. Hi, please. Oh, hi. Very pleased to beautiful gang. I think she means pretty. I think she's happy to meet everybody. That's what I think it means. Good day, Candace. Made it. Hi, all, says Tim Carroll. Mario's in the house. I'm rooting for Skits. And Skits is like, "Stop y'all making me blush." Vancouver Island guy is in here saying, "I notice I'm saying holy banana bread lots now." It's pretty addictive. It is. Actually, a funny little story. I was watching this reality show once where they basically took a town and gave it to a bunch of kids to run. And one kid on the show actually said holy banana bread. And I was so proud. I was like, yes, it's catching. Don't know where that kid heard it from, but hey, I'll take it. Do a bunch of thank yous. Chad's in the house. Chad is saying, "It is your day, Skiz. It is your day." Montreal is in the house. Montreal. Gotta love Montreal. One of my favorite cities, by the way. Vancouver Isle guy says, "Bang on both pronunciations." Holy banana bread. How can I be getting them right? It is bell time. It's bell time. Woo! Market's closed. There we go. There we go. I'm glad I only have the market to use the bell on. It'd be kind of funny if I had to use the bell on every time Skiz didn't win a membership. The bell would be ringing a lot, unfortunately. Ian, having fun with Blossom. Yes, Blossom is awesome. Some things aren't perfect. Some things don't add up. Need Mr. Math. I'm sure Mr. Math will be around. 2 minutes to the bell. Well, I'm catching up. So we're at the bell. Ding. Seconds to the bell. Let's see. Hey, Candace and all. JJ is in the house. Oh, I think I'm almost caught up. This is great. All right. Not feeling well today, but couldn't miss the live. Well, gosh, make sure you have some soup or something after the live. All right, and we got the bell here. Okay, it is time. It is time to do the thing. So give me a second here. I gotta log in now. This is crazy. I have like all my windows that are open and that I'm able to use. None of them are working right now, but that's fine. Here we go. I am almost in. Here we go. And I'm going to drop that here in a moment. There we go. Let's do it. All right. And you know what? This is going to be special. This is going to be special. I feel for you, Skits. I'm going to drop 5 because of the technical difficulties. We're just going to bounce them out there We're going to see. Let's go, Skiz. This is your time. Can you feel it? Yeah. Okay. JJ has won. Kenneth has won. Prairie Sky Watcher has won. Nicholas has won. And Meet Patel has won. Oh, Skiz, I don't know what to say. This is like, I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh. Tim says, instead of ringing a bell, I eat a bell pepper at every closing. There we go. There we go. Ring the bell. We got the bell. Poor Skiz. Poor Skiz. Yeah. We tried. It's like I swear I don't know what's wrong with your account. I almost think you should reach out to YouTube and say, hey, YouTube, what's going on? Yeah, look at this. I'm writing YouTube a strongly worded email right now. I would do it. I would. Quite honestly, there's got to be something wrong. You are so active. Like, I've seen some names that have come up of people who are not very active. You're like 10 times as active as most of the, it's not most, but as some of the people who are winning. So I don't know what's going on. And yes, Skiz got here at 9 a.m. That's like, how can you miss it? How can it not land on Skiz? Let's see. Trevor says, I was also gifted. Yeah, I know. Oh, dang. Skiz is cursed. Confirmed. Oh, gosh. Yeah, the curse is confirmed, Skiz. Totally confirmed. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, Skiz, says Mario. Michael the Knight's in the house saying the Skiz game continues. It's hilarious. It's funny. It's getting funny, but at the same time, I really want to celebrate for you, Skiz. I even subscribe to YouTube. I should be premium. Yeah, there we go. I mean, they should be treating you with some extra, luck or something. Skiz, buy a lottery ticket. Maybe your luck is there. Yeah. If you buy a lottery ticket and you win, just buy a membership at that point. And, even then we'll celebrate. We'll definitely celebrate. Look, Jill has gifted a membership. And thank you, Jill. Thank you for gifting a membership. And Michael the Knight wins. It's not Skiz. Oh, even Jill has tried, even seeing if somebody else could get you. But oh gosh. Oh, this is so funny. NGPE to get exposure to private equity. Interesting. Now, I do not know who NGPE is. Maybe I know them. I just don't recognize the abbreviation. Mario says someone needs to check Skiz's phone. And yeah, Vancouver Isle guy saying very nice of you, Jill. So yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. You guys can all maybe if everybody in here gives a gift, we'll eventually hit him. I mean, I don't know why we haven't hit him. The only thing I can think of is that you don't have the memberships turned on, but you've checked. You're not seeing the thing saying that they're turned off. So there's got to be something going on, Skiz. Hopefully, if you do actually write an email to YouTube, maybe they can sort that out for you. I hope so. Oh, wow. Gifted memberships. Congrats to all who won. And Michael the Knight saying, wow, thanks, Jill. Yeah, absolutely. Tim Smith says, what does a membership get you? Oh, what doesn't it get? No, it gets you a lot. We have, for one thing, every month, there's an exclusive live stream for the members. So only members get to attend it. And, it tends to be a little bit less formal because we have a lot less people. So there's less noise. We can answer questions, things like that. Normally as well, you guys tell me ahead of time what theme you want. So I prepare something. So we have a little bit of content on that. Also, the channel members get to watch videos early. So tomorrow's video that regular folks watch at 1 p.m. Eastern, I had that up ready for the channel members this afternoon. So they can already watch that. In addition to that, when channel members make requests for deep dives, they get moved to the top of the list. So their requests get into the vote. right away. So they tend to have a little bit more. And that's not all. They also get to choose the last video of every month. So they come up with the ideas. I put them in a poll and then they vote on them. And that becomes your final video every month. So those are the current things. And plus, sometimes I'll send out something, for the channel members, or if I want some advice on something, I might drop it out to the channel members. So that kind of works that way. Anyway, and Trevor's bringing up here a really good point. Can I gift one for Skiz? You technically can't. For some reason, YouTube will not let you pick who your gifted membership goes to. It randomly uses its algorithm, and it's supposed to be based on their activity. So that's why I'm confused about Skiz not getting it. But yeah, I know with Twitch, for example, with Twitch, with their memberships, you can gift memberships and you can choose. You can you can target your membership at a specific person. I hope YouTube brings that along, because every so often I see someone. So for example, Vic has been with me since the beginning and has been very vocal, and he's fun to have in the chats. So a long time ago, I would have just bought Vic a membership. It took him forever to win one, but I would have just bought him one. Same thing with Skiz. At this point, I would have just bought Skiz a membership for the simple reason that I feel bad that he's just not getting hit. Prairie says, hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, smash on that like button. Turn it blue. It sends it out to everybody, lets them know that, lets them know that we're here. The algorithm will push it out to more people, and we get more people. That's how people discover the channel. All that fun stuff. Enid calls it the love button. Hit the love button again. Well, don't hit it twice, because if you hit it twice, you'll turn it blue and then you'll unblue it. So, we don't want to be unbluing stuff. Skiz says, like button hit. Oh, there's a whole bunch of people just arguing for the like button. I love it. Vancouver Isle Guy says, Tim Smith, pretty wicked winds of the past couple of days down in Alberni also. Okay. I imagine it gets pretty windy that time. I lived in Vancouver for a while, so I know a little bit about the West Coast when it comes to some of the weather. Tim says, thank you, Candace. You got me into the Diversified Royalty Corp, so DIV, and now it's one of my biggest holdings. It now included Barbarito, and once opened in my town. I go there a lot. Nice. Yeah, Div is a nice diversified royalty company. It's they're based out of Vancouver. They're a nice little dividend company, and they hold a lot of different royalties like Air Miles. Is it Mr. Lube, I think, as well, and apparently now Barbarito. So that's pretty darn cool. Tim says, I live on the mainland now, but it's been a bit windy here too. Jonathan says, I gave the like button a soft caress. I'm not a violent man. That's good. The like button probably appreciates it, which is good. Now before tomorrow's show, I'm going to get all the stuff fixed up so that we can bring up our watch list and everything else. Because heck, it's like everything's been working perfectly every day, and then quite literally, today it just, for some reason, I think there was an update on StreamYard, and it was trying to do something on my phone, and it's like it kind of messed everything up. So I don't know yet what I need to do to fix it. Worst case scenario though, we have the laptop, and if I can't get it fixed tomorrow, I'll just put the resources I need on the laptop so that we can pull up graphics and things like that as well. Tim says, I know what you mean, Jonathan. I refuse to put whipped cream on my pumpkin pie this year. Lightly disciplined is more than good enough. Okay. But I mean, isn't the whipped cream the best part of the pumpkin pie? I don't know. I'm just saying it could be. So anyway, drop your stuff in the chat. Let's just have a good old chat. We'll go for as long as, I don't care how long we go. We'll just keep going until nobody has until none of us have anything left to say. We'll go with that. Vic says, I was doing the Norbit Gambit, but lucked out getting dividends from DLR. Nice. The Norbit Gambit is, basically a maneuver that you can use to move money from Canadian to USD. The person who really knows a lot about it. I've never actually used the Normic Gambit, but Canadian in a T-shirt is really good with that one. He's got a great video on it. So if any of you guys are curious and want to be able to do this, I believe you could. I don't know if you can only do it on Quest Trade. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vic. I think it's only a Quest Trade thing, but it is a good way to move money where you're not paying fees. So just something to keep in mind. Skiz says, whipped cream is my favorite part. And Vancouver Isle guy says, right on, Tim. We are on a barge, and past 2 days have been gnarled seas and 90 kilometer winds. Holy cow! That's interesting. That's pretty windy. Robert says, why deprive yourself? Whipped cream goes with everything. And Enid says, how are the stocks today? Well, it's a red market. You can sort of see, like, now you're seeing the background from a different, you can actually see part of my closet over there. But yeah, it was a red day on the TSX, slight amount of green on the S&P 500. So that's the whole thing. It doesn't mean that the Santa Claus rally is over. It just means that we had one green day. So the Santa Claus rally is going to basically be determined by right up until the first trading day in January. And as long as that day is higher than when we entered Christmas, then we have a confirmed Santa Claus rally. So right now, I don't think this one is too bad. There's nothing really in the news that precipitated the market to be red here in Canada, but we'll take a look at tomorrow. We'll see how that's going to look. I have a feeling tomorrow we should be back in the green. JJ says it's not on Wealthsimple nor National Bank direct brokerage yet. What's not on? Are we talking about the Normic Gambit again? Let's see. Tim Smith, does anyone here hold any mutual funds? Seems like with the fees and lack of control, better in 2023 to just hold ETFs and manage your finances yourself. Yeah, mutual funds do tend to have higher fees. Sometimes you'll hear these things called trailer fees as well associated with them. So ETFs I think they're a much better option nowadays compared to mutual funds. And I mean, ETFs are managed as well. So you're not going to, it's not like you can leave and set some of them. So for example, like a good solid Vanguard ETF, I feel you could probably just buy that and leave it be. I mean, it's going to do fine, but at the same time, it's still fun to watch your finances and still check in from time to time. Now, when you're investing in, when you're not doing ETF investing, you're investing just in regular stocks. Well, in that case, my coffee is now really far away. In that case, you want to have a lot more attention. You want to be paying attention, making sure things are okay. Okay, I'm not going to put my coffee that far away in case I want more. JJ says, hence why I still use QST for my American holdings. And Ian comes in, I'm looking for another high dividend REIT. I'm already invested in PLZ. That's a good question. I don't know of any that are off the top of my head at the moment, but and this is why I wish we were on the other computer, because I would be able to pull up a screener for you and we could just go in and take a quick look. Learning how to use stock screeners, a skill that everybody could love to have. Now, here's the good news. All of you who are brand new channel members, there's actually a channel member exclusive video from months ago on stock screeners. So you can go back and look at that. But I am looking to do in 2024, so early in the year, first quarter, I will be doing a stock screener video. I will be bringing it out to everybody. So you guys will get to see that. And Skiz says TSX finished flat, not even 0.5% down. So, okay, it made a little bit of recovery then, because it was about 0.5% down when I ran into my technical difficulties. So it almost made it back, it sounds like. So that's a good sign. I find on a red day, If the market does recover a little bit, even though it's still in the red towards the end of the day, it's usually a good omen for the next day. Now, here's another thing too. If you're ever curious to know how the market's going to open, you can always look at the markets the rest of the world, because a lot of times if we have deep red in the Asian markets, then in the European markets, um, we're heading towards opening, it's probably a good sign that there may be some issues with us as well. But it never hurts to keep your eyes open. Enid says no mutual funds for me, and I'm kind of in the same. I'm in the same boat. I would prefer an ETF over a mutual fund. JJ says, yeah, Norbit Gambit for my previous comment. Yeah, perfect. That's what I thought. Enid says, I own RioCan, Smart Centers, and Realty Income as REITs. And Tim says, Vancouver Isle guy, what kind of tip do you have to leave to get Uber Eats delivered to your barge? Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Tipping has gotten pretty out of control in some places. I imagine if you wanted somebody to come out to the middle of nowhere, you'd probably want to give them a half decent tip, or they may never do it again. There's no point of doing Norbit Gambit on WTS, especially if you have a big account and you get straight exchange. Okay. So RS is not too bad. Not a REIT, though, a split fund. So yeah, RS is one of the split core stocks. So they do hold, they're invested in different REITs. I don't know, I can't remember exactly which ones they're invested in, but a fair number. Enid says, thanks, Giz. And so SIA, so SIA REIT is over 8%. Now, they are, of course, one of the old age home REITs. So they're one of the nice things about like SIA, for example, is that because they're in the senior care sector, they do have a little bit of money that's coming from the government and a little bit of extra support. So that can actually help them weather tougher markets. And we're now at the point too where the rate hikes are done. So that's going to be good news for REITs. We'll have to see how REITs are going to look over the next 6 to 8 months. Trevor says, no mutual funds for me. Vic says, I don't understand how America can be in so much debt and the stock market goes crazy. Well, it really comes down to, though, what sort of money we have to go into the stock market. Like, the country can be deep in debt, but if there is a good cash flow in the population. So I'll give you an example. If you look at a recession, so whenever we've had recessions in the past, what ends up happening is, people, because times are rougher and people are afraid to spend, they start hoarding their money. So they start holding on and on to the money. And then at the end of the recession, when the market starts improving and we break out of the recession, then people have all this money and they're willing to start spending. And of course, some of that money is going into the economy and some of it's going into the market. So that can sometimes really power that bull market that we get coming out of recession. So sometimes if you have a good deep recession, the bull market that comes out on the other end can sometimes be a really nice looking bull market. I think the record is, I can't remember what year recession. I think it was out of the 1980 recession. We got something crazy like an almost 10-year bull market. But I don't know if that was the 1980 one. I think it was, but I'm not 100% sure if it was that one particularly. Okay, whoops. I am so far behind you guys. But that's fine. That's fine. We just keep on pushing through. How about just an ETF like ZRE, VRE? Those are all good ETFs. Absolutely. Let's see here. Mario says smart centers and applied properties are high dividends. Enid wants to know, anyone knows a good ETF for the Asian market? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know one off the top of my head, but I know there's going to be a couple of people in here who know that, hopefully. How long have you been investing in the stock market? I actually started around the beginning of the pandemic. It was just one of those things. It was time to. It's kind of funny. My journey sort of started with me having all kinds of extra time on my hand, and then when I sort of my nose got turned towards investing. I was just like, okay, this looks like something I want to do. And when I decide I want to do something, I don't just sort of, I don't just sort of brush it against it lightly. I deep dive into everything because one of the things that I excel at is learning and being able to uh, just absorb information at an incredible pace. And that's what I did. I spent probably the first year and a half in the pandemic learning everything I could about investing, the stock market, how it works, the back end of it. And then from there, at that point, I started helping other YouTube channels and then decided, let's get my own YouTube channel going and haven't looked back. Always learning though. And you'll find this. Doesn't matter how, if you ever meet somebody in the world of finance who pretty much who says to you something like, oh, I pretty much know it all, then they probably don't. Then they probably are fooling themselves because in investing, in the stock market, you're going to be constantly learning. It is a changing, um, evolving environment. So a lot of learning, always learning. Mountain of Inspiration, Dimitri's in the house saying hello, Dr. Mountain. And a thumbs up, done. Great. Chad says, have mutual funds with BNS. MER fee in the maximum growth portfolio is 2.2%. Crazy high. Yeah, absolutely. So MER, guys, that's management expense ratio. It's like the management fee, but it covers every other little expense that the management fee doesn't have. So if you're ever trying to figure out exactly how much the company is, how much it's costing them to run that ETF, if you get both a management fee and a MER, go with the MER. It's more accurate. And let's see here. Dimitri says, I'm going to pull this over here. All right, there we go. Dimitri says, hello, everyone in the chat. And Tim Smith says, I don't love REITs as an investment because you are investing in a fixed point on the earth. And so much is happening right now with migration, demographics, crime, interest rates. Hard to predict. It's fair enough. It's fair enough to say that. But you also have to look at, when you're looking at a REIT, a lot of times their properties are spread over, if they're not all in one spot. So like if you take Smart Centers, for example, they have a lot of Walmart anchored REITs right across the country. So they've got from coast to coast. So yeah, let's say some big disaster happens. Let's say the big one hits BC and, earthquake and tons of damage. Well, they still have the ones on the other side of the country. So it's not going to devastate them. It's going to hurt. Yeah. And hopefully that was a bad example. Hopefully that never happens. But still, I'm just sort of giving you kind of an example that REITs do have a bit of diversification to a certain extent. However, they are all tied into, of course, that one sector, into the real estate. So a good example is when we had all of the issues with the rate hikes going up over the last year, that hurt the entire sector. So most REITs suffered pretty badly for it. But if you have the time to ride them out, you're going to be fine. Ian says, I'm going to look at SIA. Yeah, I think you might like it. Cool, there we go. Vancouver Isle guy says, we have never done Uber. Would be a hefty tip, no doubt. Okay. It sounds to me like the type of aisle that you're on, Vancouver Isle guy. For some reason, it makes me think it's like the old Beachcomber show or something. Like, you have someone pick you up in a boat. Let's see here. Matthew Wyatt says, I have half my portfolio in mutual funds and the other half in do-it-yourself with ETFs and stocks. I'm outperforming my mutual funds. Might transfer them all to do-it-yourself. Yes. I think mutual funds, unless they start adapting them. And I think a lot of companies that did provide mutual funds have even moved into ETFs nowadays. So yeah, I think ETFs is probably a better option. Well, it is a better option than mutual funds, in my opinion. Skiz says, look forward to 2024 to see what the markets do, and of course, to increase my portfolio. Awesome. That is not a bad thing here. I'm going to try one more thing here. Boop. All right, Skiz, we're trying one more. We're just going to take one random shot out of the blue, see if it hits you I don't know. We'll find out. JJ says, not Asia specific, but XEC is pretty good for all emerging markets. Oh, look at this. And the winner is Davon. Oh, this is a hard name to say, Davon. I'm just going to call you, Davo gonna get her. Oh, Davo gonna get her done. There we go. Davo gonna get her done has won membership. It's not Skiz. I'm sorry, Skiz. Change to spare. I started the summer of 2022. Hard time to start learning. Yes, because then you're in, you've got the market in a bear market. You've got all kinds of pressure on you. That would be a really rough time. And plus, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of financial YouTubers, really cut back on their content during the bear market. I'm not one of them. I kept content going. For me, it's like, even if I had videos where I was bringing up lists of stocks that were all in the red. But that was the reality of the market at that time. I wasn't going to sugarcoat it. So, kind of interesting. Vancouver Isle guy invested in Uber. Nice. Country Auto Garage. Tesla insiders are buying. Looks like a good time to load up on some stocks that will benefit them from upcoming rate cuts. Yeah, that could be the case. Tesla is one of those stocks that, even when you count them out, they're never out. They always come back. So I've been expecting something with Tesla for a while. We'll have to see if that insider sometimes, and this is the thing, if you guys pay attention to insider selling, insider buying, when you get a lot of insider buying, it's usually a good indication that the people who work there are feeling good about the company. And that could be an indication that we're looking at a possible move to the upside, which is kind of a good thing. Color stream contracting. Top 5 stocks to keep long term. Oh, that's just a really, really good question. Probably, I do like CNR. So CNR would definitely be one of them. And you could even argue that CP. I think both of them have very good long term. Alimentation Couche-Tard, another one. There we go. I ended up saying it this time. I think they would definitely be on my short list. BAM, so Brookfield Asset Management would be on that list. And I still like EIT, so Canoe. I might put them in there too as well. But there's definitely a lot of different stocks. As long as you have a stock that has some half decent fundamentals, and if they err on the more of the blue chip side, then they're probably going to be around for a while. And they tend to be those companies that you could hold for 5 to 10 years. Yeah, absolutely. Ian says, should probably be looking into getting some exposure to India. Yes, India is a market that is absolutely exploding. Their economy is just crazy. And you've got companies, for example, like Apple, moving a lot of stuff to India. Now, they're not going to pull out completely from China, just because of the bad press that would create between them and China. But they are moving a lot more of their newer stuff into India. So that, and plus they started opening Apple stores in India as well. India, I think, is just a really good place when it comes to an emerging market. And India also has just passed China as being the most populous country in the world. So that should say something. Skiz says, congrats, Davio. Yes, I still can't believe that we can't hit Skiz. Thanks, JJ, says Enid. And Tim says, can everyone rate what the best food driver service is? Uber Eats, Skip the Dishes, other? Good question. Back when I lived at home, the best food service driving, we didn't really have any back home. I was going to say, I was going to point out my mom, like, delivering food to me, but my mom's not that good of a cook. So I'll just leave that alone and hope she never watches my live streams. I don't think she does, but I hope not. Skiz says, invest Hydro One isn't going anywhere and has a great moat. +1 vote for long-term. So yeah, Hydro One, ticker H, is definitely they're definitely a really good utility stock, for sure. Now, Actas is saying Enbridge, any of the big banks, Fortis. Yeah, Fortis is awesome. I do love Fortis. One of Canada's only two dividend kings, meaning that they have increased their dividend for 50 straight years in a row. So Fortis is huge. Actually, Fortis was the very first stock I ever bought. So just sort of put that somewhere. And it's funny. It was actually I watched a Brandon Beavis video, and that's what turned me on to Fortis. He was talking about it, and so I did a bunch of due diligence after that, and I was just like, yeah, this is a great stock. So I got in on that. And ironically, when I was talking to Brandon Beavis, I think last May, I mentioned that to him. It was kind of funny. And Ridgeway ETF. TELUS, not Tesla. Oh, you're thinking, oh, TELUS is doing that. Okay. Oh, well, then that's very interesting. I've been waiting to see some movement within the telecommunications sector because right now, I don't see it coming from. I definitely don't see it coming from Rogers. Rogers is just so up in debt right now after the merger with Shaw. So that would be interesting. So not Tesla. I still feel like Tesla though is one of these stocks that if you ever invest in Tesla and you hold it, it's always going to eventually do something crazy. But that's kind of the whole thing with anything Elon touches, apparently. Let's see. Sorry, Druven. I do not know what that is. Zid ETF or Zid ETF. Okay. I haven't seen. It's definitely, so it starts with a Z, so it's definitely one of the BMO ones. Let's see. CF, Canadian Utilities is number 2 for dividends. Canadian Utilities is actually the other dividend king that we have. So Canadian Utilities, and then excuse me, and then Fortis. So we got a couple of them. Let's see here. Skid says, wow, what an accomplishment. Good management at Fortis. Yeah, Fortis is absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're actually based out of Newfoundland, and their footprint right now is huge. They provide utilities like in the US, right across Canada. I mean, they're everywhere. They're really everywhere, to be honest. Skid says, I gobbled up a bunch of TELUS during its low, waiting for it to rebound. I don't think you'll have too much time to wait on that. Definitely, we're going to get a rebound on TELUS. My gut tells me, though, it won't be right away. It'll be closer to, I would say, the middle of the year of 2024. Sammer says, Tim, you means rate from the customer perspective or from the delivery guy as a job? As a job, I would say skip Uber and then DoorDash. Okay. So ZID Indian ETF was driven. Sorry, see how loyal I am? Banana bread. Okay. Oh, that's always kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of great. It kind of sucks. I don't have access to all of this stuff that I wanted to show you guys today. And yet, we're just kicking it out here. There's like so many people here, and we're on the crappy camera, and we're on the crappy mic. Holy cow. Ian says payout ratio on SIA is 628%. Not the best. No, it's definitely not the best. I mean, I did a deep dive on SIA. Oh gosh, it was probably almost a year ago. I wasn't very nice to them in the deep dive because there were some fundamental issues with it, but they do have that safety net with the fact that there is a lot of funding that comes in from the government for long-term care homes. So that is, that's kind of the other side of that 628%. But here's the thing with the rate hikes. A lot of these companies, they have their debt is just out of control right now. But once the cuts start happening, that's going to start to improve things. And I think that will improve SIA as well as a lot of other REITs. All right. Let's see here. Great. Thank you. Oh, there's our first mention of Saskatchewan. Chad's in the house, so we have to talk about Saskatchewan a tiny bit. Texting on a Saskatchewan road, bumpy road. Yeah, I guess, you know, yeah, potholes maybe? I don't know. Or are you just off the main road? I'm not sure, Chad. Yeah, so anyway, guys, throw your questions in. We'll just we'll keep on doing this here. I still got coffee left, so I'm good. So, and I think I mentioned this in a previous stream. We are going to keep the market closes. We're just going to do them once a week after the contest is done. And then we'll have like every Wednesday, because Wednesday tends to be the most significant day. We might add the occasional one here and there, like if something's going on in the market that I would love to just jump on and talk it about. So Wednesday will though definitely be the regular one. So going forward in the new year, we're getting 2 live streams a week. So we'll have the market close on Wednesday, and we're going to have, of course, this week on Sunday. So that's going to be a lot of fun here. Carol says, do you think energy stocks will be good in 2024? Yeah, I think they will. I think one of the rumors I've been hearing in the States is that they are getting to the point that they're going to start refilling the strategic oil reserve. That's going to certainly help with the price of oil a little bit. We're kind of at a point right now that we're at a low on oil. Oil is down around, what is it, 70, 72, 73, somewhere in that vicinity. We're talking West Texas or WTI. I think that's going to come up. I do think we'll see oil rebound. Now, part of this year, of course, is I actually, and keep in mind, I thought oil was going to start coming up this year too, but between the super El Nino and the mild winters in this part of the world, we haven't seen the jump that I was expecting. But it's only a matter of time. OPEC is pretty greedy. They will eventually start cutting back more production if they can't get the oil price to go up. So I think, yeah, I think it will definitely go up eventually this year. Ian says, I'm sitting in a truck at a potash mine in Saskatchewan. Okay, that's fun. Maybe. I don't think I've ever been to a potash mine, a potash, a potash. There we go. It isn't a stream until I mispronounce something, so now we're good. JJ says Canadian energy stocks are consumer staples as always, so always a good buy, especially at lows. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you may have to hold them until you get an exit point if you're looking to exit eventually. But for the most part, there's a lot of blue chip within the Canadian energy sector. Everything from Enbridge to Torlamine, for example. Torlamine is one I definitely love. Torlamine. They did some great. They took their profits last year, and they, even though the energy sector wasn't doing great, they were still throwing out extra dividends, special dividends, like a quarterly special dividend, which was kind of cool. Skiz says, SIA pays monthly. Could be nice to plop some money there and collect the juicy dividends for a year or two and get out. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with looking at a company and saying, okay, well, you know what? I like where their dividends are now. I don't think they're sustainable, but they're probably gonna be okay for about a year. Let's just jump in. Let's take it. We can get out later. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's an 8% div. Chad says all roads in Saskatchewan are short due to thermal bridging. So between the plus 50 and minus 50. Yeah, that amount of a temperature range certainly has a lot of effects on the roads. Absolutely. Carol says awesome. And Matthew Wyatt is in. Will AQN ever recover to its previous highs anytime soon? Never want to sell at a loss. Understandable, Matthew. The good news is eventually I think they can recover, but the bad news is I think it's going to take a bit more time. I wouldn't say that it's going to be anytime soon. I think you're probably looking at about 3 years before things really start to look up again on AQN. Let's see. Ty says, would you please give me your opinion in Air Canada in 2024? Air Canada, I still think they're a solid stock. They have a good amount of debt. They also did a lot of dilution in the pandemic. But here's the thing, anytime their price is below $20 a share, they're absolutely a good buy. That price will get back up. Will we get to pre-pandemic levels? Probably not for a long time because that dilution is, basically kind of whittled us away from that quite a bit. But we will see some improvement, I think, in 2024. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of 2024, especially if we start getting a little bit more of a bull market coming towards the second half of the year. I think that's going to really help Air Canada. So yeah, right now, anytime they're around $20 or less, definitely a good place to add some. Let's see. Tim says, Candace, what type of day job career do you have had? What was your main time consuming interest before you started investing? Okay, so I got a double major, biology, chemistry. I have worked in a lab testing water for a while. Basically, is testing water for things like suspended solids, biological oxygen demand, just to see whether or not the water was safe. This was water that I collected off of a solid waste site, actually, just to make sure they weren't pumping nasties into the environment. From there, I moved into some management. So I did a little bit of retail management. Then I moved into technology and I've done some technology management, some teaching, some training. Actually ran a national training department for a while for an internet company. Then I wrote a book. What else have I done? I've also done a few different things. I've had a small manager role at a corporate Staples, and I have yeah, I think that I've also during the pandemic, I just moved into this. Now what I do is, well, I do this. I do the YouTube stuff. I also do I do swing trading just to make some extra money on the side as well to keep everything going while I wait for eventually I want YouTube to be my my main income source. Right now it's not. I don't make I operate YouTube in the red. It takes a while to actually get profitable, but I'm patient. I'm very, very patient that way. Jonathan says, buying just for the high dividend is a risky move. Absolutely, absolutely. You want to check the fundamentals. You want to take a look. You also want to look and see what's happening with the stock, right? It can have a high dividend, but if its value is eroding really fast, then that high dividend is a bit deceptive. And plus, if it's not sustainable, you don't want to be left holding the bag when that company does finally start to boil down. Carol says, I heard that utilities are more affected with higher rates than other sectors. Um, well, probably the worst sector, of course, is the real estate sector. Utilities, I wouldn't be super concerned. Yeah, they affected? Yes. But utilities tend to be a regulated company. And because they're regulated, there is a certain amount of safety, and it does help prevent volatility on them as well, just to sort of keep that in mind. Chad says, hard to text while driving here. AQN sold. Oh dear. Let's see. Thoughts on PZA? Um, uh, yeah, I mean, I think as well, once again, um, this to me is just, uh, I like them a lot. I'm going to put it this way. Um, I have this thing for royalty companies. So when we're dealing with Pizza, for example, so PZA, um, they're just a really good model. And I don't think even if we were to let's say we did fall into a recession, I think we're going to skirt one, but I don't think we're going to go into one. People still want their pizza. There's no way around it. So PZA, they have a solid dividend. They don't have a lot of overhead because they are a royalty company. So I do like their model. And I think I did a deep dive on them last year, probably about 6 months ago. I still feel strongly on their stock. I think they're definitely a really, really, really good stock. So I don't think you can go wrong with PZA. Let's see here. Aska says, "Oh, we're getting Candace origin story." There we go. Yeah, we got part of my origin story. Have you tried options? I have not. I have not tried options. I mean, I know how they work. I know all the basics, but I've not actually pulled the trigger on them. And I do want to do that. So it's one of those things that when I do, you'll know because I'll come out with a video on them. Turlemoine is currently down about 19% from the 52 weeks high. Have you heard if they plan on paying out any more special divs? I have not heard of any more. I think that was a 2023. If they're, especially if they're down about 19%, I have a hard time seeing them continuing that into 2024. But look to see what they do once things start improving and once we move into the second half. Prairie says that, yeah, PZA is one of my best holdings. That's not surprising. Carol says, how bullish are you on HMMA and HPS? Very bullish. So both of these Hammond stocks. And here's the interesting thing. So these companies are very similar to each other. They're actually owned by the same father-son pair. They own both companies. I ran into them this year when I was looking for videos. I was looking for companies for my list videos because I put in a whole bunch of criteria, and I think I actually found HPS.A first, and I was just like, oh my god, look at this company! Look at what they've been doing, and very soon after I found the HMM.A, and I was like, wow. So yeah, I did a video on HMM M.A, and I've had both of them featured in videos here. And I know I've quite a few community members got in nice and early on like HMM, and they've been very, very happy. I do think though, when you look at their background and the amount of growth that they've already had, I think we're not going to see the growth quite as big as what it has been. I think it's going to taper off a bit, but I still think they're going to grow, and I still think they're going to be solid stocks in 2024. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on them, but like I said, temper your expectations. They're most likely not going to explode the way they have in the past. I think they need a little bit of cool down time. Mario says, I love pizza. Absolutely. Vancouver Isle Guy says, awesome hearing your story. I need to set alarms so I don't miss another live feed. Well, set an alarm for tomorrow at 3:45. So tomorrow I'm not going to be late. I am going to make sure that everything is working ahead of time. I still have to figure out why the main system is not working, because I really don't know what it is right now. So I did reboot it and it did not fix it. Normally when you reboot something, it fixes everything. So yeah, this time it didn't work. Vic says, I remember Pizza Hut buffet. Whoops, right there. All you can eat buffet. Yeah. My favorite all you can eat thing ever was there used to be a restaurant in Nova Scotia, in Bedford, actually. It was called Ponderosa. Everybody used to jokingly called it Pondegrosa, but they used to have all you could eat shrimp every so often. And I love shrimp. So I would go to that. I would go and have all you can eat shrimp. So that was just absolutely great. But now I eat healthy, so I can't do all you can eat buffet things anymore. So I don't think I wouldn't last. They would make money off of me because I get through a plate and I'd pretty be full. I'd be done. That's it. Pizza Hut had a dessert buffet. Yeah, yikes. Whoops. Jonathan said, did you ever eat the chicken burger in Bedford? Yes, I even had a chicken burger t-shirt. Now I heard that something happened to the chicken burger. I think it got flooded in one of the recent flood that they had. So hopefully the chicken burger is back up and running, because that was a great little local restaurant. Me alarm is set for tomorrow. There we go. You're already all hyped and ready to go. Ian, I have never been, but somewhere here in Saskatchewan, there was a KFC buffet. Really? I've never heard of a KFC buffet. I keep, I see it at first, and I keep thinking Warren Buffett. Then I'm like, no, this is buffet. Tim Smith says, Candace, do you plan on using only dividends in retirement, or do you have some positions you plan on selling for income in retirement? For the most part, it really, really depends on what income is going to be flowing at that point. Because here's the thing. My goal with YouTube is to build it into, into a half decent income on the side. And when I get there, and if I succeed with what I'm trying to do, um, even when I do finally retire and I'm like, like I make my last video, um, all of those videos are still up there. They've all got AdSense on them and people are still coming in and checking things out. And so there'll be a little bit of money coming that way. I will probably set up the TFSA with passive income coming out. So that way there, I've got some income coming out of the TFSA that's 100% tax free. But once it's really hard, I think, to understand until I know exactly what I'm going to be looking at going in. Now, if, for example, I was talking to a senior and I kind of had a better idea of what they have coming in, then I could give a much better answer. But at this point, I'm kind of in that situation where I don't really know what my situation will be at that point. I also don't know when I plan to retire because I love doing this. I love making these videos. I love talking to you guys. Um, if I'm 80 and I can still do it, I'm going to continue doing it. Even if it's a situation where we have to call it, Mountain Finance featuring Candace and her walker, and I'll just come in. Uh, uh, I'll still do it. Why not? It'll be fun. Lisa says, cool to hear your story, Candace. Would be fun to hear about some of the channel members too. Absolutely. Here's the thing. You know, I'm always open to, if any of you, for example, ever want to come on the show, come on one of the lives and just say hi. Sure, let me know. Let me know ahead of time. We'll set it up. To me, that is kind of a cool thing with this channel. Also, keep in mind, I am doing my prediction video. So for 2024, and I've already got a few in, but over on the community tab for channel members, I just put a post out there, I think it was yesterday, asking for your predictions. If you want to drop your predictions there, I will include them in the video. And then just let me know if you don't want me to, let's say Vic drops a prediction. Actually, Vic did drop a prediction. But if you drop a prediction and you don't want me to name you, just say, make it anonymous and I will. But I mean, I don't think that, I don't think it needs to be anonymous. I mean, most of you have screen names anyway, like Vancouver Isle Guy. Who is Vancouver Isle Guy? Nobody knows. He's just some guy that lives on Vancouver Island, right? So, yeah, so we're definitely good there. All right, let's get caught up here again. I can't believe how quickly I fell behind again. You guys have just been absolutely awesome today. This is just great. There we go. So let's see. You sit there and server brings pizza after pizza. Oh, that. You're still talking about all you can eat pizza? Holy cow. Chad says, bought some pizza today. VDY, EMB, Bell, TELUS, BNS, and CTC.UN. So that there is another, that's Canadian Tire. Gotta love those guys. Let's see here. Vic says, like superhero backstory. Yes, but I don't have a cape. I do not have a cape. Not that I don't want one. I just don't have one. Vic says, oh, Vic, well, I'm not going to read the first part. Watch my autobiography in a movie called, oh, Vic, holy cow. Be good to yourself, dude. Be good to yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Brendan Fraser won an Oscar for playing. Oh, gosh, Vic. Once again, Vic, be nice to you. That is, it's always a good thing. Let's see here. Oops, I Googled it. The KFC buffet is Weyburn, Saskatchewan. Okay. And you're in. Didn't you say you're near a potash mine in Saskatchewan? Maybe you could drive over to Weyburn. I'm not sure how far away that is. Vic says, how do you make money, Candace? I mean, real bucks to live, not YouTube pennies. Trading. I do trading. I do, swing trading, a little side of day trading. That's kind of the big thing. Once, of course, I get to sponsorships, that'll be where the big money starts coming in. But like I said, when I do take on a sponsor, it's going to be a company I believe in because I will not pitch something to you guys that I do not believe in. That is a promise I make to you guys here today. Enid says, oh, you don't want me in your channel with my strong accent. I can translate. Uh, Carol says, hilarious Candace in a walker. Yeah. Oh, I don't want one. Candace, you build it, they will come. Yeah, exactly. I predict we're all going to be rich. Well, I hope so. I hope so. That would be the ideal, right? Vic says, smoking to keep my weight down. Yeah, not a smart strategy. I know. Well, you said you're quitting on New Year's Eve, so I'm holding you to that, Vic. Let's see. Didn't Vancouver Isle guy come up Depp heard trial, or was that Umbrella Guy or something? Maybe it might have been an Umbrella Guy, or maybe if it was a Canadian, it could have been Mr. Canoehead. If you guys ever watched, what was it, Four on the Floor? I think it was called. They had a superhero called Mr. or was it just Canoehead or Mr. Canoehead? One of the two. But that was kind of cool. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I sort of almost missed it, Carol. Let's all refer Candace's channel to our friends. Yeah. Yeah. Bring them over, get them subscribing. Keep in mind, when I hit that 3,000 sub mark, I got we're going to do a comedy video for you guys where we're going to do one of them. We're going to do sort of a fake news, fake finance news funnies. So we'll do that anyway. It'll be interesting. Let's see. Skiz KFC Buffett. What a beautiful world we live in. Let's see. This live has been brought to be Raid Shadowlands. Please never do it. Okay. we will not raid Shadowlands. We're fine. When you're starting your own crypto, we want a Candace coin. My coin would be called banana bread. Come on. It's not a Candace coin. It would be a banana bread coin. This is the only place where I feel accepted. Society cruel to us heavyweights. You know what? I don't care what size somebody is. I don't care what you look like. Okay? You could have 16 arms. Actually, I would love you if you had 16 arms, because that would be just so friggin' cool. I would wave at you and hope that you wave back with all 16 arms, because that would be like a fan. So anyway, I remember Mr. Canoehead, says Ian. Yeah, absolutely. Jungle Eddie says, my prediction for 2024 is paying off my mortgage. That's a great prediction to have, Jungle. Very good prediction. I hope it comes true. Mountain of Inspiration. Dimitri, my friend, saying, learning so much here. Taking notes. Gotta take the notes, right? Chad says, I live 1 hour from Weyburn, Potash and Belle Plaine, and various parts, mostly. Esker-Hazy, K1, okay. Esker-Hazy, K1, K2, K3 mines, which tunnel under the Manitoba borders. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. Ian says, I got to say goodbye to my workmates. Going to pause and pick this up later. We're almost done, Ian. We're almost done. Tim says, Vic, so much weight, so few letters in his name. Yeah. Here's the thing. You know what? Live your life to be happy. Make little changes to improve your life, and everything will come. Everything will come. That's kind of the whole thing. And I see more. This could be. Trevor says this could be a millionaires club. Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll pull it back. We'll be like the elite. We'll just have this elite little club, and we'll all sit back, having caviar and listening to classical music and all of that fun stuff. To avoid aesthetic assault, I never reveal my mug. Even Ma says my face is great for radio. Well, if your face is great for radio, run with radio, right? Why not? I look at it that way. But I don't think it's as bad. It's never as bad as what we envision it ourselves. So, it's always that way. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Absolutely. And Ian says, I am at Belle Plaine now, but now I'm going to hit pause on the stream. And you know what? I'm going to hit pause on the stream too, because heck, we went 1 hour and 10 minutes. I felt like going a little bit longer too anyway, because of the technical difficulties to get us started. But it's been fantastic. You guys have been great. This has been an awesome stream. I can't wait to see you guys here tomorrow. It will be awesome. So until then, take care. We'll see you tomorrow, and let's hope for a green day. Not the group, but